Well, g'day everybody. We're having a squiz today at the Kubota pack. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, because I don't normally do have a squizzes of farm sim, but I have just done one, just recorded one for the potato harvesting pack. So just keep your, or the potato processing pack. So keep your eye out on that. This is the Giant's new pack, and the reason why I want to show you guys this is because I have been super excited about this. Now, this pack is not freely available for those people who have a season pass, which in my opinion is a bad move from Giants. They're not giving away much with the season pass, and this wasn't one of them. Now, we're going to go through and we're going to have a look at all of these guys, and we'll have a squiz at them on the outside. We'll have a squiz inside the cab, and we will also have a squiz at them in the store and have a look at what options they get. So let's get straight into it. I am on my testing grounds map. As you can see, there's just crap going on absolutely everywhere on my testing grounds map. It's a map that I use to test new mods out and test things out and see if I like them and if they're worth keeping. But let's start. Let's start with the Kubota M5091. This vehicle here is a, sorry, the number plates are probably all exactly the same too. They are. This vehicle here is an orchard and vineyard tractor. It is very, very narrow. A beautiful vehicle to have as an addition to your farm, and it is pretty narrow, and it can actually get pretty close to the vines and stuff. But so it's definitely worth looking at and worth considering for your farm and your orchard. So let's start this little beast up. There we go. She sounds pretty good, and we'll have a look on the interior of this. These have been modeled really, really well. Now, the reason why I'm a big fan of Kubota is I've always liked the Kubota tractors. I have a Kubota dealer down the road. I've sat in them, I've measured them, I've photographed them for mods and all of that type of stuff, because I was going to make a Kubota pack, believe it or not, in FS19. But yeah, one of my favorite tractors. So, or favorite tractor brands. Now, absolutely perfect for vineyard work and stuff. It's definitely a very, very nice tractor. Let's have a look at it in the store. Okay, so if we go into the Kubota pack, the the M5 series, 64,500. That's for the 92 horsepower. We have different wheel brands, Trailborg, we have Vetterstein, and they're the two tyre brands. None of those have any wheel setups or any extra wheel setups. Now, you can attach a front weight to this if you want, and that goes up to 450 kilos. So you can throw a front weight on, which is probably a good idea if you're using it in a vineyard anyway. The engine setup, the M5091 is 92 horsepower, and the M5111 is 106 horsepower. They're the only two options for the engine. But, you know, 106 horsepower or 92 horsepower on one of these is actually pretty cool. So so there it is, 64,500 basically for the base model of that, which is actually really, really cool. All right, let's get out of there and we'll turn you off. And the next one that we're going to have a look at is the M6101. Well, it is the 101, but it does change if we upgrade the engine and stuff. Now, this is classed as a medium tractor. That's obviously classed as a small tractor. This one is classed as a medium tractor, I'm pretty sure. It has the LA 2255 front loader arm on it, which I attach because that is part of the pack as well. That detaches, obviously. The tractor doesn't come with that. But none of the tractors come with the attachment for the front loader arm. You need to add that yourself. Okay, so let's have a look inside the M6101. Again, modeled really, really well. Let's start this beast up. There we go. All right, looking inside the cab. Again, very, very well modeled with all of its dials and stuff. Really, really like it as well. A lot of these tractors have dicky seats, and part of the release for this was the ability to have passengers in these tractors. So that's worth noting. You can change seats. I think it's by hitting Alt G, or is it Control G? I can't remember. One of those, but to change you over to the dicky seat. You can take, in multiplayer, you can take other players around with you as well. Again, a very, very good looking tractor, and we'll have a look at what's in the store for that. Drives really, really well, looks really well, and again, the modeling that they've done on these are fantastic. I absolutely love it. So let's turn that off and have a look in the store. Gone to the wrong one. Let's have a look in the store at the Kubota, and here we have the M6 series tractor here. The base model, 80,000 at 104 horsepower, 76 kilowatts. Does 40 kilometers an hour, and that is for the super base model. Now I've got a where are we? Now, wheel options, we've got the Trailborg with the wheel weights, wide tires and wheel weights, narrow tires, good for spraying, rear twins, and twins all round, and then back to standard again. We also have the Michelin, and the Michelin has the wheel weights, the wide tires and wheel weights, the narrow tires, rear twin wheels, and standard wheels again as well. On the front, you can add a 3-point hitch for 5,000. So you can also add a front weight, 90 kilos, 180 kilos, 270, 360, 450, or your 3-point as well, which is pretty cool. You can have a front loader arm or not on this. Engine setup, we've got the M6 101, which is 104 horsepower. The M6 111 is 114 horsepower. The M6 131 is 132, and the M6 141 is 141 horsepower, and then we're back to the 101 again there. All right, that is the M6. So we just jump out of here and we get out of here. Let's have a look at what else we got. And you do get a lot. You do get a lot of tractors, a lot of vehicles and stuff in this pack, which is pretty cool. Next one we're going to have a look at is the M7. Now with the M7, again, I've got the M77 loader arm on that, and that is a larger loader arm for larger tractors, as opposed to the LA2255, which is for smaller tractors. The M7 132. Let's fire him up. There we go, lovely. And we'll have a look inside and have a look at the interior again. Really, really well modeled after the actual tractor and stuff, which is really cool. There we go. Has a different driving sound. I've noticed a different driving sound. If you guys have a listen, there's a little bit more of a whine in this tractor. So that is pretty cool. Let's drop that down here, and we'll throw that down as well and turn this off. There we go, lovely. All right, again, there is a dicky seat in there as well for having other players ride alongside you, which is really cool. You can also probably ride alongside an AI worker in that, but I haven't tested that out. In the store, let's have a look at that in the store. Going back into the wrong one again. That is the M7 series, 118,500 for the base 128 horsepower model. We've got the 128 horsepower, 94 kilowatts, does 50 kilometers an hour. Again, wheel setups are very similar to the M6. You've got the standard, you've got the wheel weights, wide tires and weights, narrow tires, rear narrow twin wheels, rear twin wheels, and standard again. You also have the Michelin that goes through all of those as well, and the Continental which goes through all of the same options as well. The Vedestein also goes through exactly the same options as what you had. So a lot of tyre options there. You can have the option of having warning signs on or not on. You've got the option for a 3-point on the front there. Alternatively, you can have front weights from 90 kilos through to, I think, 540 kilos there. Front loader attachment, we've got the M7 132, which is the base model, 128 horsepower. The 152 is 148 horsepower, and the 172 is 168 horsepower. They are your options there. So that is the M7. Next one we'll have a look at is the M8 series, which is the big workhorse in the thing. We might as well have a look at it while we're in the store here. Now, this is the biggest tractor that is available in the Kubota pack. It is a beautiful looking tractor again. As a standard, 162,000 at 180 horsepower, which is the M8 181. Again, you've still got the same wheels, wheel weights, wide tyres and weights, wide tyres 2, wide tyres and weights 2, rear twin wheels, rear twin wheels number 2, twin wheels number 2, narrow tyres and back to standard. Again, you've got your Trelleborg, your Michelin, your Continentals, your Midas, your Vedestein, and your Nokian tyres as well. So a little bit different in regards to the tyres that are available. You can have a front loader attachment on this one as well. This one is a gunmetal grey as opposed to the the normal Kubota one. I did forget to mention that you can have only a Kubota front loader attacher there, so you do need to buy the Kubota arms and stuff for that. Engine setups, the 181 is 180 horsepower, the M8 201 is 200 horsepower, and back to the 181. So 200 horsepower is as tough as you can go on this. 200 horsepower is not too bad. If you want a 200 horsepower with a 3-point hitch, standard tyres, you're looking at about 177,000, which isn't too bad for a 200 horsepower tractor. Let's just jump out of there and have a look at this thing. That is the M8. Beautiful looking tractor, beautiful. As standard, it comes with the poking out axles there for dual tyres. This one has the weights on it as well. Very, very good looking tractor. Again, let's fire it up. Not too bad at all. And having a look inside, it is laid out a little bit different, and there's a little bit more sort of space in here. The dash is also laid out differently on this one as well. So, but yeah, not a bad tractor with a lot of options. They've definitely come with a lot of options, a lot of tyre options, a lot of different tyre configurations and stuff. Beautiful tractor as well. So definitely going to be using this on my farms. Let's shut him off, and yeah, that's the M8. They really are a good looking tractor. I really do like them, and I like the difference in the way the models are set up as well with their front grills and stuff. Absolutely fantastic. All right, now we are going to the R640 front loader. We'll have a look at that in the store in a sec. Let's fire that up and see what it sounds like. There we go, beautiful. Having a look on the interior, a relatively basic interior, which the original model is. Up and down, and articulated in the center there as well. Again, the sounds for this are different to the sounds for the tractors and stuff, which is pretty cool. So I do definitely like those differences in the sound and stuff like that. These take standard buckets, loader buckets and stuff. So which are the standard ones that come in the store. The pack doesn't come with any attachments in regards to buckets or or forks or anything like that. So it's a relatively quiet tractor when it's idling. Let's turn that off and have a look in the store. Okay, here we go. The R640, standard price 75,500, 92 horsepower at its base price. 61 horsepower at its base price. 45 kilowatts, runs at 18 kilometers per hour. You have the wheel setup for the Trelleborgs as standard, front twin, which are the two options that are available. You've got Vetterstein, no options there. You've got and the Trelleborg basically for this one here, and there is no option on increasing horsepower or anything for this. This is a good one for running around the yard and doing loading and stuff like that. Pretty good tractor, 75,000. Oh, pretty good loader. Sorry, 75,500. Okay, the next thing we have is the SVL 97-2 tracked Bobcat. We can't really call it a Bobcat, can we? Skid steer. I shall call it a skid steer. Again, this has got a cage on it. Sounds pretty awesome. Fantastic turning circle, obviously, like anything with a track, as you can see, with a full turn. Absolutely beautiful. Up and down with that. Let's have a look inside the cab. Inside the cab, just what you would expect in any type of skid steer and stuff. You've got your heat, your fuel down the bottom there. You've got some dials and gauges and stuff there, but relatively good visibility. I'm again going to probably use this on one of my farms, I reckon, for doing stuff. And because it takes a standard skid steer bucket, then you will be looking at the possibility of using it with Terrafarm as well, if you are a Terra farmer. All right, lovely. Let's turn that engine off and have a look in the store at what we have there. The SVL 97-2, 77,000, 96 horsepower, no options at all, but runs at 12 kilometers an hour. Not a bad little skid steer. Not a bad little skid steer at all. All right, let's get out of that and have a look at the next thing. Now, this is probably going for a little while because there is so much in this pack. But this is the SSV 75, which is the wheeled version. Again, we start that up as per with all Bobcats and stuff like that. Fantastic turning circle. Around we go. Full lock there. That'll get you dizzy. If anything's going to get you dizzy, that's going to get you dizzy, guys. Let's have a look inside. Again, laid out a little bit differently to the tracked version, but yep, your normal. It has a front window as well, but your normal skid steer. It's just nice to have some other options as well. These will probably be the ones that I would use the most if I was farming and stuff. So let's turn that off and we'll have a look in the store at that, which is this model here, and a price of 56,500. You can add an additional up to 135 kilos of weight on the back, and that's relatively cheap to do, which is always a really, really, really good thing. So what I might do is we might just give this one a little bit of a test. So let's buy that, and let's head back to here, and we will get ourselves a skid steer bucket. Where are we? Telehandler, wheel loader, skid steer tools. Let's grab ourselves a high dump bucket. I don't think it has any Kubota colors in it for the standard bucket, but let's buy that, and we'll jump out of here. We'll go and jump in this one here, which has the weights on it. And whereabouts is my bucket? Of course, my bucket is there. just for display purposes. Just for display purposes. Now, the reason why I want to test this out is because with a bucket full of stones, let's load that up. There we go. With a bucket full of stones, you do have a considerable amount of weight on these, and it does look like it is certainly, this bucket is certainly putting a lot of pressure on the front wheels of the Bobcat, of the skid steer. Let's go over and grab ourselves a load of stones, and this is going to be interesting to see whether she actually holds itself up with those 135 kilos, and it doesn't. So I'm guessing that at some point in time I may modify this. I may actually modify this to be able to take a little bit of extra weight on that. So what if we do a load of stones? Stones are quite heavy. What if we do a load of manure? Let's go and have a look and see what happens when we do a load of manure. Because that's what I've found with skid steers, is that that they don't have that much. Can we buy some there? Let me purchase some manure. It doesn't look like I can purchase manure from with a bucket. Yes, I can. All right, so there's a full bucket of manure. Full bucket of manure is putting a little bit of pressure on the front of the Bobcat, but not as much as what the stones do. But obviously, different density. How does it go with the start and stop test? Yeah, not too bad at all. So there we go. That is the SSV 75. I just wanted to test that out because it is a pretty good thing to test out. I wanted to use a Bobcat to move stones around, but obviously stones are a little bit too heavy for it. Next thing we have here is the Sidekick RTV XG850. It's a beautiful looking RTV. And if we start that up, there we go, lovely. Have a look at the interior there. The interior is just like you would expect with any particular RTV. Options on the RTV, on this RTV, are as follows. Let me just go into the Kubota pack again. So we're looking at the XG850 Sidekick, which is right there. We have standard attaches. We have the ability for a 3-point hitch at the back, and that is it on that. 3-point hitch on the back. No, I've never really felt the need to have a 3-point hitch on one of these vehicles. Design. We've got Design 2, which if we go there, Design 1, Design 2 gives you a bull bar at the front as well. This is 48 horsepower, and it is 11,500 base price plus $1,000 for that. If we have a look at what it can do, it can carry basically everything that is on the map, almost everything that is on the map. I don't think it does stones. But these things are actually great for we'll just back up to there. These things are actually great for I find them fantastic for doing things like feeding pigs and stuff. Let's start that up. Lovely. Lift that up and throw some manure in the back of there. There we go. Lovely. Just scratched a brand new vehicle. Let's not do that. Let's just drop that down there. And there you go. There you go. So our options there when we have this on board is if we bring up the HUD, our options for that is that we can probably dump here, or we can dump somewhere else as well. So if I was to back up over here, I could probably just dump here. And off it goes. There you go. Which is absolutely brilliant and absolutely perfect for doing things like feeding pigs and stuff, and which is what I used it on in, which is what I used these things on in FS19 on my cow and pig farm. The last one that we're looking at here is the RTV X1140. This is a 4-seater. You can fit other people in this with it. It has a smaller rear as well, but it is also, you also do have the ability to put stuff in there and dump it as well. It's just pretty good for a multiplayer farm if you've got 2 or 3 people on the farm. Yeah, pretty magnificent. So having a look at the interior on this, again, it is the interior on this is pretty well exactly the same as that one. The only difference is that we have the extra seats and stuff. So a super good looking little vehicle, and probably really awesome for being on a multiplayer farm, but just purely because you can have people sit in it with you. If we have a look at that, the stock price there for is $15,500. Again, it takes a lot of stuff here. Takes a lot of stuff here, including lime. It does take stones as well. So the previous one would. The only difference is this has a 200 litre to 1,000 litre, and this one holds 430 litres. But let's have a squiz of what we've got in our options. All right, so our options for this: capacity 280 litres, 1,000 litres, which actually folds those seats forward. That's actually really, really well done, isn't it? Fold the seats forward, have a 1,000 litre capacity tank on top, which is brilliant, or a 3-point hitch, and back to the 1,000 capacity. So you could actually fit 2 people in here and a capacity of 1,000 there. Again, with your design, you've got design 1, you've got design 2 that has the bull bar on the front. Design 3 has the little hitch on the front as well as the bull bar, and back to design 1. 25 horsepower, 15,500. So if you wanted that extra capacity, over just that single one, then you're probably better off spending the extra 4 or 5 grand on that one there. But there you go, guys. You will be seeing these. You will be seeing a lot of Kubota stuff on a lot of my my Let's Plays and stuff that I will be doing in the future on Farm Sim, because as well as the existing plays that are going through as we as this pack comes out. So that is the Kubota pack. Thank you very much for watching this one, guys. If you are interested in getting it, then I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I got it at about a 3% discount, but it's worth about 20 something, 21 Australian dollars or something. So, but with the machinery and stuff in it that you do get, then it's definitely worth it if you are a Kubota fan. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.